Hello, everyone. This is Heartwoods Haven. I am your host, Brandy Swords, and our guest today is Lynn Miner. Welcome, Lynn.
Thank you, Brandy.
Well, thanks for coming on. We finally made it here. Finally.
Yes.
So,
Working through the glitches. You can tell we're not tech savvy. So
no, we made it. It's been months and months. We've survived. Now we're here.
yeah. Hey, I love the background. That looks really nice.
Good. Yeah, you seen I had you on my phone because the computer did not work, and I wanted everybody to see kind of what we're doing.
Yeah.
So Heartwoods Haven. So we're good.
Cool.
So your episode is it's not weak to speak. So if you would like to introduce yourself and just, whatever you would like to talk about, free space.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lynn Miner. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic, a suicide attempt survivor, and I'm doing my best to channel my pain into purpose. And so it's a lot of what I think Brandy may have asked me to come on here. So, and it's not weak to speak at all. So,
yeah. And that's how I felt. I wanted this safe space where we could just kind of get on here, laugh, cry, just do whatever we want.
Yep.
And we talk about this all the time. I think we really should be able to just speak up,
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So what was the turning point with you where you decide that I'm going to speak out? I'm not going to hide the way I feel, what's going on.
Well, I think it really started coming about when I started feeling better about, 2.5, 3 years ago. And I just started getting out into the community, and because I knew about depression from my own experience, and I know a lot of people, that are out there, if they're not around somebody that's had either their own experience or, maybe they're working, they have to see it in their family or whatever. But, I don't know. The thing that I love about getting out there and sharing my story, as I've shared with you, I am healing out loud so that others don't have to struggle in silence. And, that's a big thing of what I want to do. And I've said a lot of times too, that we hear a lot of addiction stories, but we don't hear any mental health stories. Yeah. And I think a lot of that has to do with the stigma, of course. Mm-hmm. But just going through my own trials and tribulations with depression, and I should say treatment resistant depression. So that is where you've tried, many medications and none of them are working. Usually they say 2 or 3, but I went through probably all of them before I finally found Spravato. So, yeah.
And I mean, that's a hard thing to go through, right? Because when something didn't work, did you just want to give up and say, okay, this is not working for me, I got to keep going? We talk about this, like it's frustrating because you're thinking, do I have to do this the rest of my life?
Right.
How do you not compare yourself to someone else? That's a hard thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was in the beginning, it was really hard. I was comparing myself and thinking, nobody knows the pain that I'm feeling or what I'm going through. And, part of it was being able to break that silence and talk with others, mm-hmm. and share exactly what was going on with me. Because I know the stigma of mental health really held me back a lot too, because, just a lot of the times I kept hearing people, you're a weak person, Lynn, you're weak, and I might have a partner with me here. What are you doing?
I figured my cats were going to join too, but they're not here. So I was like,
I know when I was with Pages from Rock Bottom, he kept walking all around here on my.
Yeah, I kept waiting for him to make a mugshot right in front of the camera. And I was like, oh, well, it's a girl, right? I keep saying
you are not going to wear them. No.
And, the biggest thing is I definitely want you to share your story about the brick. I think that's so powerful. Okay. So please tell us about that.
Well, in September, a couple years ago, like I said, when I started feeling better, I had thought that I was going to do a suicide awareness walk, a challenge that I'd seen on Facebook. And so I decided that I was going to do it with my dog, Mello. And what I did was I had went behind my garage and I had some bricks back there, and I grabbed a brick. And on the brick, I put those things that I would say to myself when I was depressed, or, I'm a god awful person. Nobody cares. Nobody knows what I'm going through. I was really beating myself up.
Yeah.
But, those distorted thoughts that I had. So I put words on that brick, and I let the blemishes of the brick represent my scars that I have gotten over the years. And, I'm not saying physical scars, but just the scars from, dealing with things, whether,
Yeah.
it'd been abuse, my dad's suicide, just stuff like that. And so I let the scars, and then the weight of the brick symbolized the heaviness of depression.
Mm-hmm.
So I carried that brick around with me the whole month of September when I was walking. Mel and I was going to walk 62 miles, but we ended up walking 94.6 miles or something.
Wow. Amazing.
It was a little over 90 miles. And so when the time came that I was done with my walk, about 2 or 3 days after that, beginning of October, my therapist, Dr. Benny, and then Tracy Coates at Insight had got with me, and we was able to bust that brick together. And I'm going to tell you what, it was such a relief. It really was. And, I think that really doing that, I think really, really started my journey, getting even better, because it was like a big weight.
Yeah. And you don't realize how much mental health is like a big weight. The weight of the world is on you. So I love that you took the brick and represented that, because that's how you feel. A brick on your chest, a weight on everything. So, I mean, and to see the pictures, you could see the joy and the releasing.
Yeah.
I love seeing the picture and the breaking, and they were involved. I think that was amazing.
Yeah.
That
wasn't something that I really didn't feel that I deserved to do by myself. I just felt, they had a part in it too. And I just, where I was at and where I was going and what I'm becoming. And, they didn't have to, but they were excited when I asked them if they would, it just, so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, how did you get hooked up with Insight? How did that come about?
Well, it was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, last July, 3 years ago. I get my years all confused. 2023, I believe it was.
Okay.
But anyway, would have been, no, I'm sorry, 2022. My ex-husband had passed away. And so a month after that, I am sitting around the house, and or I wasn't sitting around the house. I was one day I was at the what they call it, used to be called Steps of Change, but now it's called Hope Fest.
Okay.
And I was sitting there, and I was just having a nice time. And I got up. I said, Mello, I said, we gotta go. I said, tonight's gonna be the last night. And I was apologizing to her on the way because of the way, Mello, she was the one that got people to Paul's apartment to know that there was something wrong, because she never scratched at the door, and that's how they knew. So, but yeah, she, and then Mello became thing. But Mel and I'd come home, and I just started grabbing bottles of pills that I had, anything and everything that I had in my house, I took. And in the past, when I'd done that, when I was trying to get sober in 92, late 92 to finally in 95, it was 2.5 years. And I had, those times I had 12 suicide attempts during that time, that 2.5 years. And I was always, after I'd done something, I was always calling the crisis center, and they would get the emergency squads to me every time. So, but this time was different. I just knew, that it was it. That was going to be it. So, but I took everything I had, and I was just literally pissed off when I woke up the next morning. I was very pissed because I didn't die. So now that I look at it and have had some recovery from all of this under my belt, it's like, God has something in store for me, to do something. So,
Yeah.
and God has actually helped me be able to find my purpose, so, and to actually act on it. But anyway, like I said, I was very upset when I woke up, and I was still feeling the same way. And I took myself to the ER, and I was in 1A for about 10 days. And one of the guys that worked with me in there, I can't remember his name now. I even went to master's program with him. He got his master's when I got mine. I can't think of his name. But anyway, he got me hooked up with NAMI, who knew about Insight and all that stuff. And so that's how I ended up getting hooked up with Insight. And I done the TMS for probably about 3 months. And it was 5 days a week. It's just a 20-minute thing. And it was like, it's magnetic, transcranial magnetic stimulation. And they were, just magnets on your head. I mean, you couldn't feel it, nothing. You might hear the beating because it's like tapping noise.
Okay.
Yeah, and they give you earplugs for it, but that didn't seem to work for me. And then a year went by, and then come to find out they was going to start Spravato, and that's when I was started getting better, when I started that Spravato. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had suicidal thoughts for over 30 years every day. I mean, it seemed like it was relentless, so yeah.
I mean, it's just heartbreaking, because it's like you go through so much, and then you're just trying to find an answer, and then something like that.
Yeah.
And I never heard of it until like we really talked about it. You don't know till you talk to someone that's kind of going through it, has done the procedure, because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I had to read, and it was so nice because I got to take a tour. She took me in there, just seeing everything so you can understand more. It's like at the special room, the one you like. And I was like, that's awesome. I'm like, there's such kind people. I mean,
I'll tell you what, I have high regard for them always. They are all just, I have never been around such a wonderful mental health staff as them. I mean, it's just been. And then, of course, I don't know who Dr. Benny thought she was, that she would move away. Daggone it, she's supposed to stick around and watch me grow.
Yeah, she's supposed to see this chapter. Yeah, exactly. You're missing it. And now, how is that going? Like, have you found someone else? Are you still looking? Like,
I'm still looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's hard. Now, how did you meet her? How did you come across her, and like it just fit and you knew?
Yeah. Well, I used to go to the Dina Counseling Center.
Okay.
And I was working with Dr. Daly, and she's the one that got me hooked up with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I tell you, she gonna always have a special place in my heart.
Oh.
And you know what? It's been, let's see, she left at end of June, so July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Man, she's been going 8 months. But I still hear her voice.
Yeah. So that's working. So that's like, there you go. So that's helping you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing and I mean, can you look back, like we talked about having journals and things like that, to see how far you've come?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's amazing.
I wished I would have fully kept with doing the Spravato. But about after a month or so, I kind of quit because I was feeling better, and I just, felt like I didn't have anything to write about, I guess. I don't know. But, but anyway, I had done the Spravato for a while, and then had to quit it because I had some health issues going on. That was in 2024. And I was off work for 6 months, and, going through that and trying to figure out what was going on with my health. And I tell you, I could tell it within no time. I mean, my depression went so fast.
Wow.
It just literally bottomed out again. It got very scary there for a little bit. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I got started back up on it, and I've been doing extremely well with it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, the Spravato, what it does, it repairs the glutamate neurotransmitters.
Hmm.
Yeah, not the serotonin and all
Okay.
that. It's a different part of the brain, the glutamate neurotransmitters.
Okay.
So yeah. So,
Wow. And see, I wouldn't know that.
yeah.
And that's what I said. I think it's an amazing place. And I mean, we have a lot of different places here in Chillicothe, but that's the first place I've heard of with all that kind of treatment.
Yeah.
Hear about counseling and all this, but not that. You know?
And I mean, the closest you're going to come next, I mean, if we don't have it here, it's 50 miles away.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're talking about expanding, right? Making it bigger.
Well, they need to do something.
Have you seen a lot? Yeah. I was going to say.
I told her.
Yeah.
When I started, that Spravato really started working for me. I told Tracy, I said, you guys are going, you're going to need a bigger place. And then, of course, the chairs started getting extra chairs in the rooms.
Yes. Yes. Oh,
yes.
It's awesome in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. So,
yeah, they're awesome.
And and now you're going to start your walk again, right? With Mel. I seen that. How's that going?
Yes. Well, Mel and I, we have a challenge that our first challenge will be March 1st. Okay. And we're doing it to write love on our arms. It's a big nonprofit organization where they do a lot around female mental health, depression, and what have you. And they have a walk every year. And so that's going to be our first challenge walk for the year. So we're looking forward to that, hoping to be able to raise a little bit of money for them.
Yeah.
So, but they are a good organization, 501c. So, I mean, just they're on Facebook, to write love on her arms. So if anybody out there, wants to check it out. So.
Well, and that's exciting. So I always ask everybody, I'm like, if you could talk to your younger self, what would you have said to them that you thought maybe would have helped for today? Is there anything that you could have gave advice? Because I know when you're younger, you're kind of like, I wouldn't have listened, or I wouldn't have done this or that. Is there something you could have said to yourself that maybe you could have got to you?
Well, you know what, Brandy? I try not to even think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one of the people, I think I need to look at my past to remember where I come from and, where I've been and how I've got through it and what have you. But I have a lot of people that ask me, they would say, Lynn, don't you wish you'd known this years ago? And it's like, I mean, sure I would, but no, but where am I now? I gotta stay in the now. And,
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But that's great that you think like that, because I think we talk about the past, or we focus too much on the past, and then you cannot be present and you can't think about anything else. Right. And I mean, it's amazing that you say that, because a lot of people will say, I should have did this, I should have done that, but I'm like you, I wasn't ready to be on this journey till now.
Right.
10 years ago, of course I wasn't, you don't think like that. I think it comes when it's supposed to come. Mm-hmm. We're in the right places, like me and you met, like everything's different. Right. Different people, different environment, everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just timing. So,
I mean, sure. I mean, I'm 61, and sometimes I think, where'd my years go? And, but, it's like, look how much more, I don't know how many years I got ahead of me, but I'm going to enjoy them while I can now. Whereas before, I dreaded every day.
Yeah, see.
Depression. I mean, it was just so heavy and just so, I don't know. I just,
Mm-hmm. So, like now, when you have them heavy days, what works for you? What helps you kind of get out of your head or just breathe when you're having them kind of days?
A lot of times music. I listen to a lot of Christian music. Let's see. I'm more out and about with friends, do more walking. This is stuff that I never done.
Okay.
I mean, I did it, but not to the extent that I do now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was thinking the other day about September last year and everything that happened in the month of September. We had the You Matter Day, and then we had, was Ruck 22? Ruck 22 was in September, and then the Recovery Rally. And it's like I was always on the go with something in September, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel like I did, but when everything seemed to come, it didn't come, it felt like it came to a halt. What are you doing? Quit that. Uh, when all the activities were done, it's like, what do I do now?
I know.
and felt guilty because I was sitting around and just
Yes.
still walking, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm like, I have this time. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I got to do something. Why am I not planning this or doing something? Because I'm like you, there was so much going on and we were go, go, go.
Yes.
And now I'm stepping back going, okay, what do we need to focus on? What do we need to do?
Right.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It is.
But that's one of the things I just want to touch real quick on what the Spravato has done for me. I think I've shared with you once before. I was walking through the park one day and was just really taking in all the beauty of the park, which I didn't before. Of hearing the birds chirping, the leaves on the trees, the clouds in the sky. I mean, I didn't pay any attention to that. I mean, it just even, being in that atmosphere. I mean, I cried because I was just so grateful that I was able to see that.
Yeah.
The motivation that I have now. I
Mm.
didn't have anything before.
Yeah. That's how much your mind can affect you. You see.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I love being outdoors. Of course, I don't like to wear shoes. I like to be barefoot everywhere I go. Can't do that now. But I'm like you. Now I'm trying to really get into nature, being grounded, and just looking around, seeing things instead of trying to get this, get that, move. I'm finally saying I need to take the time to breathe, look at things, feel things, because before I was just always on the go, I think. You're doing this with someone, this and this, you're always worried about, who has this, whatever. And now I'm really focusing on myself.
Right.
And that was a hard thing for a long time for me, because I'm one of the people person, I'm like, I want to be out with everybody, talk to everybody. But then when I was alone, I'm like, my thoughts were my worst thing.
Yeah.
You think horrible things. You're like, why am I talking to myself like this? You're not going to talk to someone else like that, but we do it to ourselves all the time, It's horrible.
I'm sorry. What are you doing? He's getting ready to jump on the third shelf of the TV.
Well, he's like, hey, you're not showing me attention. I need to go.
Get the hell out of here. Yeah. So, but yeah, the Spravato has just been, I mean, I could go on and on what all it's done for me. It's even been able to be able to talk about things that I couldn't talk about before.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of around the stigma too. And people telling you're weak, you just kind of, or I focused on, okay, people are telling me I'm weak. That means I'm not supposed to talk about anything.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing. Yeah.
I mean, and that was the family that I was raised in. You don't talk about anything.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing, because it's like everybody wants to be happy and all the good times, all that. But when it comes to the bad times, people get tired of hearing it. We've talked about this. Like, you would talk to someone, and after a while, they're like, oh, here they come. I really don't want to hear this again. And then you kind of feel like a burden. Like you don't want to continue to talk, even though you're feeling that way. And then you just kind of shut down and then you close yourself off, which is worse. But, and I think that's why you got to find different ways, because I think you can wear people out, things out. And it's hard if they don't understand. And we talked about that too. They don't understand.
Yeah. And I think that's what happened with me there for a while before I really started getting better. People just didn't know. They didn't know what to say. Yeah. They didn't know what to do for me. They didn't, and I mean, I wholeheartedly believed that they loved me. They just didn't know how to, to show that love, or to be able to, to help me. And I have realized that more. But when I was in that space and it just felt like people were leaving you because of the way you were, it gets to be a very lonely spot. Yeah. And part of that is because people don't understand. Yeah. You and I, we understand because we both have been there.
And I think that's hard, because I'm like you. And it's amazing how your circle will change.
Oh, my circle has completely changed.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing. Like I said,
Yes.
meeting everybody and different things because, you know, people I used to be friends with or hang out, we don't even talk. There's nothing, you know, there because we don't relate. We
Right.
don't understand because like you've heard and I've heard like, can you just get over it? Why are you feeling like this? Why are you doing this? Well, I wish we had that switch that said, oh, I'm going to have a good day today. Let's switch it on.
Yeah.
I mean, there's days there was no rhyme and reason. I felt like, why am I having a bad day?
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason, but it happens.
Yep.
You know, and I've had to focus on that and, you know, figure out what my triggers are, what are not, and just my coping skills.
Yeah.
So, you know
what? That wasn't, I mean, it was a tough time. It was, but I also learned from it in a way that the way I was feeling. And now when somebody says to me, Lynn, people are just, they're leaving me. They don't understand. And I can be there for that person because I've been there.
Yes.
You know, you don't, I don't want people to ever feel and have to go through what any of us do with depression.
I agree.
But I want to be there because it can be an awful, lonely, dark place.
Yeah.
It's like a shade. It's like a shade gets pulled down.
And it is. And I feel like that because I feel like people are, you need someone that's just going to sit with you like we talk about.
Right.
Just someone that's going to be there. You don't have to solve my problems.
Right.
But the thought that you're just going to sit beside me. We don't have to talk. We don't have to do anything. But it's just, you feel so alone and isolated and just, it's an awful feeling.
Yes,
and
it is.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like you. I just want to be there. If I can't do anything else, at least you know I'm there.
Yeah.
Trying, you know?
Yeah.
I know.
I believe you and I will always be there for each other. I wholeheartedly believe that. It's interesting the connection that we have formed. You know, it's just I don't know.
Well, and I think God put us there because like we were in two different worlds, never knew each other, and then boom.
Yep.
You know, so
we just hit it off.
Yeah, exactly. And we always have to have fun and do whatever. So I think that's what it is. So. So my last question is, you know, what would you say to someone right now that is afraid to speak up or do different things or like watching this and go, what do I do? What's my next step? You know, they just don't know what to do, I guess, or who to talk to.
Well, you know, the first thing I hope that they realize that it's okay not to be okay.
Yes.
You know, you know, I know for me, a lot of times when I felt depressed or whatever, a lot of times too, is not only people saying you're weak, but when I would hear that, it was like, oh, okay. So this, you know, this isn't bad. This isn't, you know, like I was just supposed to go on with my life, like nothing's there. And I think what happened for me for a lot of times is that, and I think what happened to me because when I had my last suicide attempt, that I was pushing and pushing and pushing things down. I just couldn't talk, you know? There was no grief talk about my mom when she passed away in November 2015. Then I got a divorce, and then Paul passed away in July of 2022, you know, and and then my suicide attempt in August 22nd. But that mask, I just couldn't put it on no longer.
Yeah.
You know? I just couldn't wear it anymore.
And it gets too heavy.
Yeah.
I think that's why me and you are stepping out and with the board and everything, because I'm like, what's the point of holding that mask? We just got to let it out because everybody's feeling or have at one point in time like us. Right. But they're just, I mean, whatever's going on, maybe they don't want to step out. Maybe they're afraid, maybe the stigma. But I'm like you, I've got to step out there because there's a lot of people that come and talk to me that are afraid to, don't want to because they'll be judged. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to step out. And if I can, maybe I can help someone else.
Right.
You know? So I feel the same way.
But yeah, so I guess the first thing, yes, it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, and then just trying to, you know, when I think about the 30 years that I had suicidal thoughts, and it's like, Lynn, how in the world did you get through that?
Yeah.
How'd you get through 30 years of, it's another God thing.
Yeah.
It's another God thing.
Yep.
And so when I think about other people and I think about the pain that they may be going through, and maybe they've been going through it for years and years, and it's like, and you feel like nothing's changed.
Yeah.
When I started this bravado, that was going to be my last ditch effort.
Mm.
And if it didn't work, that was my last ditch effort, because I really felt that if that wasn't going to work, there definitely isn't going to be anything.
Yeah.
Wow. And there's been new antidepressants come out, ones that I haven't tried, but yeah, I mean, you get in that place, when I think about this, okay, when we tell somebody that maybe they're thinking about suicide, and we say, stay for today, get through today.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't get out of the bed. You're breathing, and you're sometimes just getting out of the bed is all we can do.
Yeah. No. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in that stay, it's like, okay, come on, stay for today.
Yeah.
And then when you see them tomorrow and they're feeling the same way, it's like, stay again today.
Yes.
And I think what it is, you just have to take it one day at a time. Mm-hmm. Look at what's going to get you through this day.
Yeah.
I know my pets have been my greatest, especially Mello, because I got Mello shortly after Paul passed, and I had Mello when I had my suicide attempt. So, but I don't know. Reach out. It's not weak to speak.
And I think we need to, and like we said, like, we decorate our Jeep. So I love it when people always come by and like, oh, you matter.
Yeah.
And like, you are always awesome, because we go somewhere or wherever you're at, you're one to dance and you matter and out there. And then they see Mello coming, they're like, yes. But I'm like you, the Jeep represents so much. It helps me heal and put it out there, because I've had so many people come by and say, I needed to hear that today. I needed to read that today, Yeah. And I'm like, that's why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah. And that I won't forget the first month that Mello and I was out walking.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually, I think, in August of that year when we first started walking. And in September, it just got to be on and on and on. But anyway, I had some lanyards that I made, that I personally got made, and some bracelets and some keychains and what have you. And I was putting them in them little sandwich baggies, or treat baggies, or whatever they call them. They're smaller than a sandwich baggie. And then I would put the You Matter card in there. And I was also putting 998 cards in there, and soda paper and Adam H. board I was putting in there, and I was handing them out. And I can remember walking down High Street one day, and I was walking with Mello, and somebody said, hey, I like your sign on your back. So I turned around, and it was the whole family that was coming out. And I said, hey, you are worth it. And she said, well, what's this all about? And I said, I'm out, raising suicide awareness. And she says, we just had a cousin that passed away 2 weeks ago. And so it's like God put me in the right place and they felt comfortable enough to talk with me. And I think it was because they knew that I had been through what I've been through, because I shared a little bit of what I've been through, and and what I have, and we hadn't actually got the Heartwoods thing going yet.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I mean, I think about the people that I have encountered while doing those walks, and I'm can't wait to get back to doing them again. So, yeah.
Yes. So, and you got to kind of share the spotlight, because Mello's the one.
Yes.
I think Mello's walking you.
I was walking to one of my treatments at Insight one. I think I told you this. I was walking to one of my treatments at Insight one time, and I had my bag and my You Matter on, but Mello was not with me. Somebody yelled out the window, "Where's Mello?" I was like, "What about me?"
You're like, "What about me? I'm important too." I love that. Like, Mello needs to be the mascot. You know, we've talked
I
about it
know.
because, you know, everybody loves Mello. So it's like,
Yep.
yeah, we need to do that. Oh, that's so funny.
But
Oh, wow.
yeah, so you know, I mean, if you are out there struggling, you know, reach out. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. They're probably thinking like I did, it won't matter. You know, nobody cares. But there are people out there who do.
Yes.
We
yes.
at least there's two right here. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the reason we're doing this podcast, because we're going to have everybody on that wants to be on. Tell your story, reach out. It's just going to be a safe space where we can be ourselves, laugh, be goofy, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So, and my thing is kindness is free.
Yeah.
So let's be kind, you know?
Yep.
Let's take a moment to help someone, talk to someone like you're doing.
Right.
So at the end of the podcast, of course, I got to do something fun because we always do heaviness. I always like to dance out of it. So if you
does butterscotch.
I put the music on and we are going to be dancing out of it and ending the podcast. So let's see if your cat wants to dance with us. Now, let me see if I can get my music going.
Go bingo!
Okay, well, thank you for being on, Lynn. I'm going to do the music and then we're going to end it.
Thank you, Brandy.
Yes. Love you so much, Lynn.
I love you too.
On.
I love you.
Let's see our cool dance moves. If I can get You're awesome, Lynn. Bye. See you later.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.